Hello, welcome back to Sacred by Design. I'm Laureen Youngblood, your interior designer. Today we are going to dive in deeper in our first topic, also around contractors. If you want the overview, please see our previous video. This, however, today we're going to speak specifically about the bidding process or having contractors bid your project. And I'm going to say that probably, in my opinion, one of the most important things that you can have done when you're having contractors bid your project is to have them break down their bid into specific categories. And in this video, on this slide, you'll see the most common overall breakdown of a project that is pretty comprehensive, everything from foundation to roof. So obviously you can, add in or take out categories and to help provide you with what I feel is a pretty important concept. Now, what happens is couple things actually, in this process of bidding this way. First of all, it can be very, very dangerous to have contractors bid with a total contract price only without any kind of a breakdown, so that you don't know where they've allocated funds to what part of your project. How much of it is in your control? How much of it is non-negotiable, for lack of a better word? The things that are going to happen in your project, some of them are going to cost the same regardless of what product you use. For instance, your tear out is pretty much going to be your tear out. And your drywall cost, that's labor and materials, that's going to be pretty standard depending on the type of project. The things that are going to be more in your control are going to be items such as your installation on your flooring is going to be the same if you're installing a wood floor, regardless of what type of wood floor you install. Most often, don't quote me on that, there are some things that might affect that one way or another. Where you get the control is what type of flooring you choose. And so that's going to affect your cost. So, but you want that breakdown. And as you can see here from the spreadsheet, you want how much is it going to cost, your general costs. Are they going to charge you separately and independently for their overhead and their profit? That's their job. They're supposed to make money. Are they providing a cost for your project management? Is that included in their overhead cost? Now, anywhere between uh, 10 to 50%. I know that's huge, but it depends on how they break that down. But you want an overhead cost, like the general part that incorporates their cost for paperwork, management, ordering, structuring that, managing the timeline, managing subcontractors. All that's going to go into your general costs. Then you're going to, is the foundation affected? Are you going to have foundation costs? Are you going to have general construction, framing, drywall, paint? Those are all broken down. Plumbing is a separate line item. Electrical is a separate line item. Now, the labor on that is basically going to stay the same regardless of what plumbing fixtures or electrical fixtures you select, as long as they know what kind. For instance, we're going to do 3 pendants. We haven't picked the pendants yet, that kind of thing. So, and then where you have control is how much you spend on each pendant. And hopefully they've given you an allotment based on their experience. So please take a look at this breakdown. It's very important. The other part of this is that, especially when you have multiple contractors bidding at this particular point in the process, is that each contractor is providing you a cost in each of those same areas. So you are getting a proposal, a bid that is apples to apples, not oranges to oranges. The problem with a total contract price with no detail and no breakdown is that you might not know what this contractor is bidding for a specific part of the project, and maybe this other contractor has a completely different number because maybe they saw something that the other contractor didn't, or they include things that maybe another contractor won't. All of those things can get caught in this part of the process where you can start asking really important questions about why one contractor budgeted a certain amount in this particular area versus another contractor. Maybe it's just their costs are higher. Maybe it is that they bid a higher end product, or any of those things are possible. Maybe they found something or saw something when they were doing the on-site, because you want them to walk through for this process, that another contractor didn't catch. And then you can call the other contractor and say, hey, look, this one person caught this. How much are you going to add in or subtract out, or whatever that is, so that you're really getting apples to apples cost comparisons. Again, at the end of the day, it's not about who charges the least amount. It's where you can find that happy middle ground where you're at a budget that you can live with, but you're getting a contractor that's actually going to do the work the way you want it done. And that's very, very important. Now, also part of this bidding process that's going to be vital is before you get the contractors on site, you want some kind of idea of what you're doing. If you call a contractor and you say, hey, look, we want to remodel our kitchen. How much is it going to cost? They're going to give you either a super astronomical number because they have no idea exactly what you're looking to do. Are you moving appliances? Are you moving plumbing fixtures? Is everything going to stay the same? Do you need to relocate a door or change the swing? Are you making windows bigger? Is there going to be engineering involved? Is there not? All of these things. So that's where an interior designer and or architect come in handy up front, because the more of a set of plans or an idea of the general concept that a contractor has when they come in to do this preliminary bid is going to be vitally important for you to get a more accurate idea of what your budget is. And then, as you'll see from this spreadsheet, once you get their bid price in, you want to add your own cushion. Now, most contractors will add a contingency in, and maybe they give you one, but I'm here to tell you, add another one if they have. Add at least an additional 10%. If they have not provided a contingency line item, add 20% to be safe, depending on the overall size of the project or how old your house is. If you have an older house before 1970 or earlier, you might want to make that contingency bigger. I'm here to tell you that the older the house is, the more chance of you running into very interesting things once you cut into drywall and open up walls and see what's happening on the inside. So this is my spiel for the bidding process, and hopefully this part of it goes smoothly for you. Once you get a contractor chosen, then you can really dial in the details. Then we want to start talking about the next part of the process where you get an actual contract price. You don't want to sign a contract on the bid. You definitely want more detail before you get a final contract price, but this will at least get you to the point where you can select a contractor and or find out whether or not you're really going to be able to fall into the budget that you want for the project that you want to complete. So hopefully this helps. Again, this is Laureen, Sacred by Design. Hope you have a fabulous sacred day.